We are back
We're back.
for the second to last. Oh no, technically this would be the third to last episode because we gotta do a Slammies. Third to last episode. Uh, we're at WrestleMania. We fucking did it. Still have not written
We
night
did
two.
it.
Or finished night two. But damn, we're here. Like, subscribe, reward us for getting this fucking far. Jesus Christ, how much we had to cram
It's
in these
so
past
much writing.
few weeks has been ridiculous.
My brain has been fried.
But fuck it, we ball. Let's jump into it. Start the show. WrestleMania weekend. I think this is technically WrestleMania 42, not XL.
Yes, I think it's 42. Yeah.
42 is the one coming up, right? In wherever the fuck it is.
Yes.
Then
Las
yes.
Vegas. It's the same place as
Oh,
41.
stupid fuck. WrestleMania 42. We open with CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Carmelo Hayes. All three men enter the ring. The bell rings. The crowd is on their feet for the opening match of WrestleMania weekend. And a match with so much hatred between all three competitors is bound to be good. They all just stare each other down. The crowd's cheers get louder and louder as all three men wait to see who's going to make their first move. Finally, Mello walks in the middle of the ring and points at both of them, yelling, "If you want me, come get me." Punk steps up to him. They start getting in each other's faces. That's when Punk slaps Mello. Mello takes a second. He feels the Punk where Punk smacked him. Then he smiles. He looks back at Punk and goes for a clothesline. Punk ducks. He picks him up for a GTS, but Roman comes in from behind and pulls Mello off of him. Mello retreats to the corner as Punk turns around to face Roman. Then they then start bickering with each other. Roman can be heard saying, "This is all your fault. I should be in the main event, not opening the show." Punk doesn't talk. He just goes back on the attack. He goes for a clothesline. Roman ducks and runs the ropes. When he bounces off, he goes for a spear, but Punk is pulled out of the way by Mello. Punk then gets out of the way and lets these two get in each other's faces. Roman just smiles and goes on the attack. He runs back, hits the ropes again. Uh, when he's on his way back, he goes for a Superman punch. Mello knows it's coming and ducks. Roman turns around as Mello is going for the first 48. Punk pulls Roman backwards, saving him from the move. All three men then meet in the middle of the ring again. The crowd cheers, and then they all go on the attack simultaneously. Roman goes for a clothesline on Punk. Punk ducks and runs at Mello as he goes for a running knee. Mello jumps over it and tries to hit Roman with the first 48. Roman catches him and picks him up for a Samoan drop. Punk kicks Roman in the gut. Mello falls off of Roman and lands on his feet. Springboard he springboards and goes for a drop kick. Punk sidesteps it. Mello gets put into an anaconda vice. He's trying to escape. Roman comes in and takes Punk off of Mello. He puts Punk in the guillotine. While that's happening, Mello goes to the top rope and hits nothing but net onto Roman. He goes for the cover. One, two. Punk rolls Mello up. One, two, kick out. Mello gets up and Punk lifts him onto his shoulders and he hits Mello with a GTS. He goes for the cover. When Mello comes in and spears him, Roman covers Punk. One, two, kick out. He looks around confused on what went wrong. He then sees Mello with his head hanging off the side of the apron. Roman leaves the ring on the opposite side and starts lining him up. Roman starts rushing in for a drive-by. Mello sees him rushing in and gets out of the way. Roman lands on the apron. Mello jumps over the ropes and hits a double leg stomp onto Roman's gut. Roman rolls off the apron to the outside. Mello sees him starting to get up. He then does a springboard moonsault onto Roman to the outside. Mello hypes up the crowd. Then he gets back into the ring where he starts to pick up Punk. Punk was just playing dead, and he quickly picks up Mello and hits him with another GTS. Cover, one, two, kick out. Punk is shocked. That was the second GTS onto Mello. That should have done it. He just gets back to work. He locks in the Anaconda device. He wants to end this fast. Mello is in the middle of the ring, struggling. Then he starts to swing his body back and forth. He finally does it hard enough to get the pin on Punk. 1, 2. Punk is forced to let go of the hold. They both get up. As they do, Roman rushes and hits both of them with a double spear. He gets one hand on each of them. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Melo rolls out the ring. Roman goes to the corner again. He's setting up for a Superman punch on Punk. Punk gets up. Roman runs in and jumps in the air. As he does, Punk catches him and has him in GTS position. He goes for it. Roman catches his knee. Then Roman uses his strength to pick Punk up and hit him with a power bomb. He's about to go for the cover when he looks up to see Melo on the top rope. Melo launches himself with a massive splash. Roman gets out of the way and he hits Punk with it. As soon as Melo is up, Roman picks him up. Roman picks him up and lifts him with a massive crucifix power bomb. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Roman smiles and starts getting up. That's when he looks at the ramp and sees something. The smile fades. We see a scorned look on his face. The camera cuts and we see Paul Heyman coming to ringside. We haven't seen him since Punk pulled him into the way of Roman's spear through the barricade. We cut back to Roman. He's saying, I should have finished you when I had the chance. Roman starts getting up and heading to the outside, right toward Heyman. He's about to get to him when Punk comes in at the last second to save him. He starts beating down Roman and throws him into the ring post. Then he has a moment to speak to his best friend Paul Heyman. He says, I've missed you, pal. Where have you been? I've been calling your phone like crazy. I've been recovering, but that's not important. What's important right now is that you throw Roman back into the middle of the ring and hit that son of a bitch with a GTS and win this thing. Punk starts shaking his head. He grabs Roman and slams his head across the ring post one more time. Then he throws him back into the ring. He picks up Roman and hits him with a GTS. Roman is out of it. For good measure, Punk picks him up and hits him with it one more time. He's about to go for the cover when he sees Melo in the corner, grabbing at his ribs, trying to get to his feet. That's when we see Heyman enter the ring besides Punk. He has a steel chair in hand. Melo's eyes are racing back and forth between the two, not knowing who he needs to focus on. Punk finally extends his hand as if he wants the chair in his hand. Heyman smiles. He quickly lifts the chair in the air and blasts Punk over the head with it. Punk falls to the ground. The camera cuts to Melo, who now has the biggest grin on his face. Heyman looks at Carmelo, tosses him the chair. At this point, Roman starts getting to his feet. He sees Melo. He rushes him. He goes for a spear, but Melo reverses it into the first 48 using the chair. Punk is now getting to his feet. He does the same to him. Melo then stacks Punk on top of Roman. He covers them. 1, 2, 3. Here is your winner, Carmelo Hayes. We then get a shot of Melo and Heyman in the ring. They shake hands, and Heyman raises Melo's hand in the air. We get a real good look of the newest Paul Heyman guy as we cut to commercial.
Stacking them is insane.
Which is why it had to be done.
That's put that on the fucking OMG moments of the week list. Mellow stacks Punk and fucking Roman at Mania. Jesus.
Exactly.
It's a literal audible shock for me as I heard that. Anyways, we come back from advertisements and we move into the United States title match between Cody Rhodes and Ricky Saints. The match starts and Cody and Ricky shake hands in the middle. Cody then transitions the handshake into having Ricky in Crossroads position. Ricky is able to shove Cody off, and once he gets to his feet, he has a confused look on his face. Cody tells him that friendships don't matter when titles are on the line, and Ricky seems to accept that and locks in. Both men wrestle with a sense of urgency as Ricky still still feels like he has a lot to prove and has to prove himself, and Cody is looking to have gold around his waist just one more time. Outside of the first moment, Ricky controls the first half of the match. His intensity may be taking Cody a bit by surprise, or maybe he's just baiting Ricky into a false sense of confidence. After an intense 5 minute start, we see Ricky go for a spear. Cody's able to get his foot up and staggers Ricky back. Cody then rushes towards the ropes and goes for a Cody cutter, but Ricky catches Cody out of the air and hits him with a Rochambeau. Ricky goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. Ricky can sense that he's close to winning this thing and once again tries to pick Cody up for another Rochambeau. Just as he gets Cody to his feet, Cody drops back down and uppercuts Ricky. This once again staggers him back and Cody rushes in with a forearm. Cody then whips Ricky towards the ropes, and when he bounces back, Cody hits him with a massive back body drop. Cody then waits for Ricky to start to stir, then hits the ropes again and hits Ricky with a disaster kick. He goes for the cover, but Ricky kicks out at 2. Cody is getting fired up now and once again goes for the Cody cutter once Ricky gets to his feet, but Ricky ducks this, and once Cody gets to his feet, Ricky charges in with a spear. He covers Cody, but Cody kicks out at 2. Ricky gets himself fired up and picks Cody back up for the Rochambeau. Just as he gets Cody on his shoulder, Cody slips out behind him whilst also grabbing onto Ricky's head in perfect position for the crossroads. Cody hits Ricky with the crossroads and covers him. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is your new United States champion.
Thank God. All right. Uh, we then get this match. Piper is dominating a bunch of the match with her power advantage. Match starts going long and she starts getting tired. Chelsea's about to start to gain the upper hand. Piper is trying her hardest to leave the ring to catch her breath. Chelsea isn't letting it happen. Chelsea finally gets enough damage on Piper to hit and unpretty her. She goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. Chelsea needs to strike again. She goes for it one more time. Piper blocks and hits Chelsea with the Loch Ness Slam cover. 1, 2, kick out. Now it's Piper who just needs to hit it one more time. She goes for it. Chelsea gets out of the way. She kicks Piper in the gut. She hits an unpretty her on her one more time. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner, Chelsea Green.
Alrighty. Ahead of the Jade and Charlotte match, there's a video package shown just reliving their feud, going from the starts where Jade was going up against all of Chemical X and Chemical X bringing Charlotte into the fold, the wars between Jade and Charlotte, including their ladder match, the masked attacker of Lyra Valkyria, and now the build up to their match once and for all, WrestleMania, an Iron Woman match between the two. The bell rings and both women understand this match is far from a sprint. This match only ends after after the 30-minute timer expires. With this in mind, both women just pace the ring around one another. Once they finally lock up, both women try to outmuscle the other. Jade wins the exchange and shoves Charlotte down to the mat. Charlotte just cracks a smile and gets back to her feet, and they lock back up. Jade goes to drive Charlotte into the corner, but at the last minute, Charlotte flips their positions and places Jade in the corner. Charlotte then chops Jade across the chest. Charlotte then chops her again. She goes for a third chop, but Jade gets her arms up on this one and then starts firing back with some punches, and eventually drives Charlotte back and ties herself up in the ropes. Jade is pulled back, and when she charges back in, Charlotte just kicks her in the knee, dropping Jade down to the mat. Charlotte then starts working away at the knee of Jade, trying to weaken it for the figure eight later on. She takes a few minutes working on the knee and eventually drags her under the bottom turnbuckle and locks in the figure four on the outside. The referee has to head to the outside of the ring and starts counting Charlotte out. Charlotte eventually releases the hold at a count of 4. Jade just holds onto her knee, and Charlotte quickly gets to her feet, grabs onto Jade's foot, and slams the side of her knee into the ring post a couple of times. Charlotte then takes her time and rolls back into the ring. She then starts working over Jade's knee again before going to lock in the figure four. As Charlotte is trying to lock it in, Jade shoves Charlotte off with her good foot, or her good leg. Charlotte goes to rush back in, but Jade kicks her in the gut. Jade then gets to her feet, and as Charlotte turns around, she just chop blocks Jade's bad knee. Jade rolls over, then out of the ring just as Charlotte was reaching for her. Charlotte rolls outside to get Jade back into the ring. She picks her up, and as soon as they both get to their feet, Jade just drives Charlotte back into the ring apron. Jade then grabs Charlotte and throws her into the barricade and rolls herself back into the ring. Jade just lies on the mat as we hit the 10-minute mark in the match. Charlotte doesn't rush her way back into the ring as she is laying prone next to the ring apron. Jade eventually grows tiresome of waiting and rolls out to get Charlotte. She hobbles over, and just as she picks her up, Charlotte nails Jade in the knee with a sledgehammer. The referee DQs Charlotte, giving Jade the first fall of the match. Jade is just writhing in pain on the floor, holding onto her knee as Charlotte picks her up and rolls her back into the ring. Jade is in so much pain at this point, and she is unable to fight off Charlotte, who locks into figure four and transitions it into the figure eight. Once she gets it into the figure eight, Jade quickly taps out, tying the match at one apiece. Charlotte then releases the hold and then immediately locks it back in. And once she gets back into the figure eight again, Jade tries to claw towards the ropes, but the pain is still too unbearable, and she taps out again. The match is now 2-1. Charlotte releases the hold and once more goes to lock it back in, but this time Jade puts up a bit more of a fight and maneuvers her way towards the bottom rope and pulls herself out of the ring. Charlotte once again follows her out. Jade, still on the ground, gets pulled up by her hair, and Charlotte taunts her. Charlotte then smashes her head against the announce table a couple of times before starting to drag her back towards the ring. As they get close to the ring, the referee counts gets to 6. Jade, as they get close, starts to fight back. She is hitting Charlotte in the midsection. Charlotte tries to smash Jade's head against the apron, but Jade catches herself and once again elbows Charlotte in the midsection. Jade then goes back into the ring, but Charlotte just grabs her and pulls her back out. Charlotte then tries to get back in, but Jade pulls her back. Both women brawl as the count gets up to 8. Jade manages to stagger Charlotte back and is about halfway in when Charlotte grabs her foot. The referee counts 9. Jade shoves Charlotte back into the announce table with her other foot and gets back into the ring fully as the referee counts to 10. This ties the match at 2 apiece. As Jade lies in the ring and Charlotte is furious on the outside, we hit the final 10 minutes of the match, so the 20-minute mark. Charlotte still can't believe that she was counted out and decides to go back and grab the sledgehammer again. She then enters the ring with it, and the referee stands between her and Jade. As the referee and Charlotte argue, Jade gets back to her feet and hits Charlotte with a big boot. Jade immediately has to grab onto the ropes to hold herself up, as her knee has taken quite the beating in this match. Jade then uses the ropes to assist her getting to Charlotte, who is now in a seated position in the corner. Jade, with her good leg, just stomps away at Charlotte until the referee has to pull her back. She then goes to move back in and kick Charlotte with her good leg a few more times until Charlotte kicks the bad knee of Jade. Both women are now laying next to one another, and Charlotte takes control, just punching away at Jade. They then roll over, and now Jade is mounted on top of Charlotte and is punching away. They go back and forth, punching one another until they gas themselves out and just lay next to one another, prone on the mat. Both women begin to stir and make their way to their feet as we hit the final 5 minutes of the match. They both trade words before they meet in the middle and begin brawling again. Jade drives Charlotte back into the corner and hits Charlotte with a chop. She then takes a second to catch her breath before going for another chop. Charlotte ducks this one and puts Jade into the corner. Charlotte then rattles off a series of chops onto Jade and then flare struts out of the corner. She moves back in and turns her focus back to the bad knee of Jade. She ties it up in the ropes, and the referee has to come and break the hold. Charlotte goes to rush back in, but gets met with a back elbow from Jade. Jade then kicks Charlotte in the gut and picks her up for a power bomb. Jade's knee gives out as she drops Charlotte down into and drops down to a knee in the same process. Charlotte wastes no time and hits the ropes and hits Jade with a natural selection. She covers Jade. 1, 2, kick out. Charlotte is stunned. This deep in the match, and Jade is still kicking out. Charlotte looks up at the clock and sees 2 minutes remaining. She rushes back to her feet and grabs a hold of Jade's legs and goes to lock in the figure eight. Jade fights her off, but Charlotte is relentless. She goes again, and once again, Jade shoves her off. Charlotte bends down one more time, and Jade just kicks Charlotte square in the jaw. This dazes her, and Jade gets up to her feet. She moves towards Charlotte, who out of nowhere chop blocks Jade again. Charlotte gets up and looks at the clock that is now at 45 seconds. She grabs Jade's legs, but instead of pushing her off, Jade quickly gets her into a small package this time. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. The match is now 3-2 with little over 30 seconds remaining. Charlotte is stunned, but quickly realizes she doesn't have time to be stunned, and as Jade has this cocky smile across her face, Charlotte rushes in and boots her in her face. She then rushes down to her legs and locks in the figure four and transitions it into the figure eight. Jade is writhing in pain. 10 seconds left. Jade is trying to scratch her way towards the ropes. As she gets closer, 5 seconds left. Jade has her hand up like she's about to tap out. 3 seconds left. Jade in a tremendous amount of pain, and Charlotte just wrenching with all she's got. 2 seconds. Jade has to clasp her hand to prevent herself from tapping out. 1 second left. Jade's face just in so much agony. The clock strikes 0. Jade manages to hold on. Charlotte releases the hold in disbelief as the referee hands Jade the title. She holds on and wins the Iron Woman match, retaining her title.
All right. Nice, nice. I was wrong.
Yes,
All
you
right.
were.
All right, I was wrong. Tragic. We'll get them next time. All right, and then we get Stephanie back here versus Jordan Grace. The match goes back and forth all the way through. There are nonstop reversals. These women haven't had a singles match together all year, and they finally get their hands on each other. Towards the end, we see Stephanie try to hit Jordan with an SVB, but Jordan gets out of the way. Jordan then gets Steph up for a Grace driver, but Steph forces her way into a roll up. 1, 2, kick out. Jordan gets up. Steph kicks her in the face, forcing her down. Steph then sets up for a devil's kiss. She starts hitting it. She feels like the match is over. She goes for an SVB. She hits it. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. She's shocked. She doesn't know what to do. She looks around and looks at the top rope. She starts climbing up, but she took too long. Jordan is up there and rushes. Jordan is up and rushes up there with her. They start fighting on the top rope. Jordan gets the upper hand and starts getting her in position for a Grace driver off the top. Stephanie fights her way out. She throws Jordan off the top rope and quickly repositions. Stephanie hits her spiral tap and she covers 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner, Stephanie Vaquer. And then we get this motherfucking abomination of bodies in the ring. Uh, for the Intercontinental Championship. Everyone comes out, the bell rings, everyone is just looking around. And then they all look at Roddy. Roddy starts yelling at them to fight each other, but they don't listen. They all have beef with him. They all rush him. They end up they all end up hitting their finishers onto him. Roddy rolls out the ring, then the rest of them start teaming up on Oba. He's the strongest of the group, so he needs to be dealt with. They are all able to hit their finishers on him. They then take him to the outside, they clear off the announce table, and they power bomb him through it. It's just Pete, Santos, Nakamura, and Theory standing now. Theory ends up going after Nakamura while Pete fights it out with Santos. After a while, they are back in the ring. Roddy finally gets to his feet. He runs in from behind and hits Nakamura with a backbreaker. He then rushes in on Theory and hits him with 1, 2. Pete sees him. Roddy rushes him. Pete gets out of the way. When Roddy turns around, he gets grabbed by Pete. Pete starts twisting Roddy's fingers. Roddy is begging to be let go. Pete is about to snap him when he's grabbed from behind. It's Oba Femi. Oba lifts him up and throws him out of the ring. Roddy starts thanking him for saving him, but Oba just smiles. He quickly lifts up Roddy for a fall from grace. Cover. 1, 2. Shinsuke breaks it up. These two have a stare down. They both get to their feet and then they go at it. They go until they both have wobbly feet, and Santos then springboards into the ring. He hits them both with a crossbody. Oba rolls out as Santos picks up Shin and hits him with the Phantom Driver. Cover. 1, 2. Theory then breaks it up. Theory quickly picks Santos up and tries to hit him with an ATL, but Santos wiggles his way out of it. Theory turns, and then Santos gets Theory in position for a Phantom Driver. That's when Pete Dunne runs into the ring and hits Santos with an Enzuigiri. Santos hits the Phantom Driver as he falls from Pete's kick. Santos is down, and so is Theory. Pete goes to cover Theory. 1, 2. Theory reverses and rolls up Pete Dunne. Cover. 1, 2. Roddy pulls it apart. Roddy pulls Theory up and hits an end of heartache. Dunn kicks Roddy in the gut, dropping, or he's about to hit an end of heartache when Dunn kicks Roddy in the gut, dropping Theory. Pete gets his hands on Roddy's fingers and finally snaps him. Roddy rolls out the ring. Theory turns Pete around. He picks him up. Pete reverses and goes into a roll up. 1, 2. Theory kicks out. He gets up and Pete hits him with a massive forearm. Then he hits him with a bitter end. Everyone is down. This is Pete's best chance at winning this thing. Cover. 1, 2. He gets pulled off. Pete looks up and sees none other than Tyler Bates. Tyler then starts unleashing an attack of punches on him. He gets him up and hits him with a Tyler driver. Then he walks out of the ring. Then Nakamura comes in. Pete is getting up. Shin hits him with a Kinshasa. He goes for the cover, but Theory gets Nakamura and hits him with an ATL. He tries to cover him, but Shin rolls out. He then goes to cover Pete. Cover. 1, 2. Obafemi pulls him off and up for a fall from grace. Theory lands on Pete Dunne and rolls out. Oba picks up Pete Dunne and hits him with a fall from grace. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner and new Intercontinental Champion, Oba Femi. Should have went with your gut.
Too obvious of a selection. I had to give myself a curveball.
Oba.
Okay. Following the IC title match, we move into a triple threat tag match for the women's tag titles. The match starts with Bianca, Liv, and Bayley in the ring. Liv kind of ends up being the punching bag, being the smallest competitor between the three of them. Both Bianca and Bayley work her over and eventually throw her out of the ring. Raquel hops off the apron to check on Liv as Bayley and Bianca go back and forth in it. Uh, they are grappling when out of nowhere Bayley hits Bianca with a Bayley to belly. Bayley goes for the cover and Jada comes in and breaks up the pin. Bayley then tags out to Lola and she takes control and prevents Bianca from tagging out to Jada. As Bianca is finally able to break free and goes for a tag, in the background Liv gets in and gets back in and drop kicks Bianca just as she's about to die for the tag. Liv just laughs in Jada's face and drags Bianca back towards her corner and tags in Raquel. Raquel then takes full control of the match, working over Bianca whilst also discarding of Lola. Raquel gets Bianca up for the Tejana bomb and connects with it and goes for the cover. 1, 2, everybody breaks it up. Jada, Lola, and Bayley all get into the ring and all start beating down on Raquel. Liv enters and tries to even the odds, but Bianca then gets up and Raquel and Liv both get driven out of the ring. Bianca and Jada then brawl with Bayley and Lola. Jada manages to throw Bayley out of the ring whilst Bianca and Lola continue to brawl. Jada gets back up on the apron and Bianca heads over and tags her in. Bianca then picks up Lola, hits her with a KOD. Bianca then rushes back to her feet, gets up on the top rope, and dives to the outside and crossbodies Liv, Raquel, and Bayley. Back in the ring, we see Lola stir up to her knees, and Jada rushes in and hits her with a hypnotic. Jada then covers Lola. 1, 2, 3. Bianca and Jada celebrate winning the tag titles.
I was drinking water and had my mic muted. Let's go.
Did you do the Triple H thing?
Huh?
Did you do the Triple H thing?
No.
Tragic.
Did I hear that right? Are my ears deceiving me?
What?
Jada and Bianca Wait,
Yes, Jada and Bianca
okay,
did win the titles.
okay, cool. I wanted to make sure my ears weren't playing tricks on me.
You weren't convincing yourself that there's no way I would put Liv and Raquel over, right?
All right, co-main event time. Uh, Triple threat women's world championship: Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia. Uh, Once all the ladies are in the ring, the bell sounds, and the match is underway. Right away, Rhea and Rox rush each other. Julia watches them fight for a second before finally getting in the way. Rox and Rhea push her out of the way and go at it again. This time, Julia is pissed. She leaves to the outside and starts looking under the ring. Rhea has Rox in a headlock. Rox is trying to escape. She gets up and reaches the ropes. She throws Rhea off of her. As Rhea is heading to the other side of the ring, Julia is now on the apron and starts swinging a kendo stick at Rhea, yelling at her not to overlook her. Rox is just watching this happen and she just decides to stay out of it. She doesn't want any part of that. We get a up close look at Rhea's abdomen where she's getting hit, and we see all the welts already forming. There's even blood coming out of her broken skin already. Julia then hits Rhea so hard the kendo stick breaks. As it does, then rushes in and attacks Julia, but she reverses and rolls up Rox with a crucifix pin, cover, 1, 2, kick out. They both get to their feet and double clothesline each other. Julia doesn't stay down for long, and she gets right back on top of Rox and locks in an STF. Rox has nowhere to go. She tries to crawl to the bottom rope but can't. That's when Rhea gets Julia and deadlifts her up. Julia's grip on Rox is so strong that Rox is also lifted up, and Rhea hits them with a double German suplex. Julia quickly gets up quickly again. Rhea runs at her for a clothesline. Julia ducks and hits her with a spinning back fist. Then she tries to get Rhea up for a Northern Lights bomb. She had well, Rhea has Julia too well scouted and blocks the attempt. Uh, Rhea escapes and hits Julia with a massive chop. Julia then hits one of her own. Rhea goes for one, then Julia, then Rhea, then Julia, then Rhea hits one final one so hard that Julia has to roll out. Rhea watches her leave the ring, and Roxy rolls up Rhea from behind. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. Rhea gets up faster than Rox and hits her with a massive running knee. She then picks her up for a riptide, and she hits it. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. Rhea just chuckles and says she's happy that they get to do this the hard way. She put she puts Rox into the prism trap. This is the second leg submission on Rox this match, and Rhea is really laying it in this time. Rox looks like she's about to tap, but Julia comes in and hits Rhea with a backstabber. Rhea lets go of the hold as Rox rolls out and tends to her leg. Julia now goes to lock in an STF on Rhea. Rhea is in the middle of the ring, but she's much bigger than Rox is. She's able to fight her way to the ropes. But as she's about to grab them, Julia breaks the hold and kicks her hand. Then she pulls her back to the middle of the ring. Rhea panics and tries to get back to the ropes. She's dragging herself. This time, however, she's much slower than she was last time. She's about to reach the ropes, and Julia once again drags her to the middle of the ring. Rhea looks like she's out of it. She starts dragging herself, but it's at a snail's pace. She has nothing left in her. We see her pull one more time toward the rope, and then she stops moving. The ref goes to check on her. He lifts her hand in the air. It drops to the mat. He lifts it again. It falls. He goes to lift it one more time. But Roxanne comes flying in from the top rope, landing on both women, breaking the submission. Rhea rolls out the ring. Julia had the air taken out of her by that dive. She looks dazed. She turns around and Rox hits her with a spinning heel kick. Julia bends over. Rox goes for her and hits a pop rocks. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. She can't believe it. She looks around. She doesn't know what else she could even do. Then she starts to get up. She's grabbing at her leg that has been targeted this whole time. She picks up Julia and hits her with her own move, a Northern Lights bomb. The crowd gasps. Rox goes for the cover. One, kick out. Julia is up in sitting position, shaking her head no. Rox can't believe what just happened. Julia looks at Rox and starts to get up. They both get in each other's faces and start trading punches back and forth until Rox gets too much dip on her chip and tries to go for two in a row. Julia counters the second and hits Rox in the gut so hard she bends over. Julia sees her chance and takes it. Julia hits Rox with a pop Rox. Cover. One. Kick out. It's now Rox who is in sitting position, shaking her head no. Julia doesn't waste time like Rox did, and she hits Rox with an Arrivederci knee. Cover. One. Two. Kick out. The crowd is on their feet. Julia slaps the mat in anger. That should have been it. She starts getting to her feet and is bulldozed by Rhea. Rox rolls out of the ring. Rhea starts yelling at her. You wanted my attention? Well, now you have it. She goes on the attack, but is a little too aggressive, as Julia is able to use it against her. Rhea gets countered and is now on the defense. Julia hits a couple of big strikes that take down Rhea. Then she looks to the top rope and decides to climb it. But that was a mistake. Rhea gets back up and she runs toward the top. She climbs up top with her. Both women are fighting it out. Only one can get their desired outcome here, and it looks like it's Julia. Julia gets Rhea damaged enough to pick her up for a Northern Lights bomb. She starts to stand. Julia slips, and Rhea lands on the giant metal ring post. Rhea is now behind Julia. She's in perfect position. She lifts up Julia for a riptide, and she hits a riptide off the top rope. Both women are down. Rhea is crawling toward the cover. She's about to do a regular one, but she stops herself. She has to make her she has to make a statement. She goes for her freaky sex position pin. Cover. One, two. Rox runs in and hits Julia with a pop Rox while Rhea's pitting Julia. Roxanne covers. One, two, three. Here's your winner and still the women's world champion, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne came in as the underdog and defied the odds to shock the world. She celebrates. Pyro goes off. We get a shot of Julia and Rhea sitting against the barricade watching her celebrate. Rhea has tears in her eyes, and Julia's eyes are filled with rage as we cut to commercial.
Nice. The end. Whoops, I went into the match. Jesus. Um, did when Rox came in and hit her pop rocks to win the match, she hit Rhea with the move, right?
Yes.
Okay, you said Julia, and my
Ah, she.
brain couldn't understand fathomably how she ran in while Julia was getting covered and hit Julia with the
Yeah,
pop
I'm
rocks.
area. My bad.
You're all good. Give me a second. I accidentally went into the match.
All right. You got 20 minutes to
First time
finish
in
this.
first time in like 2 years I've done that. I'm back.
All right.
Okay. Following Roxanne's, some would say upset win, retaining her belt, we move into the main event of night one: AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the World Heavyweight Championship. The match starts and both men jaw jack for a bit before hockey fighting in the middle of the ring. Kevin throws AJ towards the ropes and kicks him in the gut and goes for the stunner. AJ just shoves him off though, and then Kevin hits the ropes. AJ ducks and Kevin stops in his tracks and kicks AJ in the chest. Kevin then throws AJ back towards the ropes. As he bounces back, Kevin pops him up. AJ manages to go over Kevin Owens, lands behind him, and as Kevin Owens turns around, he gets hit with a Pele kick. Kevin just rolls out of the ring after this. As AJ gets fired up, he sees Kevin stirring on the outside. AJ then hits the ropes and goes for a baseball slide to hit Kevin Owens. Kevin just catches AJ's legs though and pulls him out of the ring. AJ takes a flat back bump on the floor and Kevin stomps his foot on his midsection and just holds it there. Kevin then steps over AJ and gets fired up for the crowd. He then picks AJ up and smashes his face against the apron and drags his face across it. Kevin then rolls AJ back into the ring and gets behind him. He picks him up, and as AJ gets to about Kevin's midsection, he punches him in the guts a few times to create space. AJ then gets up and goes to clothesline Kevin, but Kevin ducks it, and when AJ turns around, Kevin kicks him in the gut and goes for the stunner. AJ once again is able to shove Kevin off, and as Kevin turns around, AJ is there with a clothesline. AJ takes a moment to catch his breath as Kevin crawls towards the ropes, crawls towards the corner. Once he gets into the corner, he positions himself in a seated position, and AJ moves in and starts to stomp away at Kevin. AJ goes for a massive stomp to end the exchange, but Kevin just catches his foot and stands up with it. AJ hobbles on one leg and Kevin taunts him. AJ then hits Owens with an enziguri and then dropping Owens to the mat. AJ then gets up and throws little kicks at Owens that causes him to roll back out of the ring. Kevin holds himself up on the apron as AJ comes rushing in and this time connects with his baseball slide to knock Kevin Owens over on the outside. AJ then exacts some revenge on Owens and smashes his face against the barricade, then the apron, then the steel steps, then throwing him back into the ring, and AJ gets up on the apron. Kevin lays prone on the mat, holding onto his face as AJ springboards in and connects with a 450 splash. He goes for the cover, but Kevin kicks out at 2. AJ wastes no time and immediately heads back out onto the apron and calls Kevin up. Once Kevin gets to his feet, he goes for the phenomenal forearm. As he comes in, Kevin catches him with a kick to the gut and hits AJ with a stunner. Kevin then takes a quick second to catch his breath and gets into the pin. 1, 2, kick out. The slight hesitation might have cost Owens the match, and he seems frustrated that this didn't get the job done. He gets back up and gets AJ up with him. He then throws AJ to the ropes. AJ manages to holds onto the ropes and quickly heads out to the apron. Kevin rushes in to attack but gets hit with a forearm to the face that staggers him back. AJ then tightens his elbow pad and springboards off and connects with a phenomenal forearm. AJ goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. AJ just slams his hand on the mat and gets back up and waits for Kevin to get to his feet. Once he gets back up, AJ kicks him in the gut and signifies going for the Styles Clash. Right before he picks him up, Kevin shoves AJ back. AJ goes to rush back in, and Kevin kicks him in the gut and quickly stunners him for a second time. Kevin doesn't even go into the pin as he gets back to. Kevin doesn't even go for the pin as he gets back up to his feet and takes a moment before slowly picking AJ up. As he's picking AJ up, AJ quickly rolls them into a calf crusher. Kevin seems frustrated that he got caught in this and tries to fight his way to the ropes, but they are too far away. He decides to just grab AJ's head and dribbles it off the mat a few times to break the hold. Kevin then crawls his way towards the ropes to get himself up as AJ slowly gets up himself. Once both men get to their feet, Kevin rushes AJ for a clothesline. AJ catches it and hits Owen with a phenomenal blitz, dropping Kevin to the mat. AJ then goes up top and hits Kevin with a spiral tap of his own. He then covers Owens. 1, 2, kick out. AJ seems slightly defeated, but gets up once again and calls Owens up yet again for the Styles Clash. Once he gets to his feet, Kevin quickly kicks AJ in the gut and goes for a third stunner. AJ manages to shove him off towards the ropes. Kevin bounces back and AJ pops him up, and instead of powerbombing him down, he just holds onto Kevin's legs and lets him drop down into perfect position for the Styles Clash. AJ gets his legs over and connects with the move. He then rolls Owens over, covers him. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles retains his World Heavyweight title to close out WrestleMania Night 1.
I don't even know who I said to win this. Who did I
You
say?
said Kevin. You
Okay.
said Kevin. You're like, no way AJ retains. So I was like, okay.
Well,
Because I was
that
like,
was
I feel like last year me and you had like a lot of title changes at WrestleMania. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. I want some people to retain their belts.
me too. As you saw, Roxanne.
Roxanne retained hers. On this show, Cody beat Ricky for the title. Jade retained her title. Oba beat Roderick for that belt. Bianca and Jada won the tag belts. Roxanne retained and AJ retained. We had a healthy split of retains and new champions.
Yes. Well then, folks, tune in for night 2, which is about to be written.
Yes,
Hopefully the main event is good.
hopefully. This is the last match you'll ever hear.
Oh yeah, it is the last match they'll ever hear. So it has to be good. See, now you're putting all this pressure on me. Now it's gonna be ass.
See, this is what you did to me when I was just randomly told, hey, you're main eventing the fucking Iron Survivors. This match that I've been super excited to write and like everything. It's like, but it's your responsibility to main event the show. It's like, okay, I can
Hey,
do that.
but this is the last one ever. It's fine if you do the Iron Survivor. This is the last one ever.